out of my county. I mean, hopefully you get something out of it, but I'm trying to show that there's really great people everywhere. You know, just rural Indiana, people go through it, they're thinking, oh, man, it's flat and boring here. Well, there's people here that do a lot of good things. And, you know, I think generally all across the country of our United States, across the world, there's people, you know, in California just like people in Kentucky, and people have good hearts everywhere. So I think there's, you know, you think like famous people are the ones we need to listen to, but I think regular everyday people that do things that, you know, you take for granted, that's the people that you really need to support and say, man, these are the famous people. These are the people we should be supporting. But, you know how it goes. The rich and famous are the people who do the evil in the world. They get most of the press. But, you know, I just kind of want to show people a different perspective on what people really do out there. I mean, it's kind of why it's called the 41 Jobs Podcast. I've had a lot of jobs. I want to talk to a lot of people with different experiences, so maybe give you an insight on what other people do and what other people think. So I really appreciate you listening. It's been a joy to do this. I've been blessed to have this Spreaker.com website that allows people like me to, you know, just get their thoughts out. Whether anybody listens or not, it's a real great release for me, and hopefully I get some, you know, people get some entertainment out of it. Well, I'm excited for next week's podcast. It's probably going to be, I'm going to shoot for March 14th. It's going to be a live call-in show about what people are predicting for the NCAA tournament, what they're thinking about it, what excites them about it, who they think is going to win, who they think should have been in, and who shouldn't be in. So I'm excited about that. So hopefully I'll get a lot of people to tune in. I'm going to do that live, so I'll give everybody pre-warning of when that show is going to be. So I'm shooting for Monday night, right after the brackets come out. And before I don't know if they're doing that playing game or not on Tuesday night, but hopefully I get a lot of people to call. It should be fun, listen to people's reactions, hearing people debate on who they think are good and who they think's going to go all the way. So I can't wait for that. And then I'm going to try to do my If I Were President podcast here in a few. I've had it written, the script written for weeks on that, but it's so opinionated and political that, I don't know, I'm kind of scared to do it because I've got some weird political views that I think run people off. And I'm also going to talk to a teenage gamer, talk about, basically what the kind of games teenagers play on PCs or systems like your Xbox, your PlayStation 4s, and talk about the, kind of the terminology of gamers. I mean, it's like a whole nother language. I've talked to teenagers at school, and they'll say these terms. And I've played video games since I was a little kid, and I'm not an avid gamer, but I play my share of games for 43-year-olds. So I got this kid that's going to talk about, what's really in with gaming and what's big about it and why it's such a draw for kids, teenagers, and why people do it. And so that should be an interesting podcast. That's coming up in the future. And we'll see what comes up next. So I really appreciate you listening. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so I'm trying to get the word out. So if people want to listen, they can have all kinds of ways to get connected to it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the 41 Jobs podcast.